This season started with Middletown with the annual Iron Spike Bowl. Kids performed very well executed, and pitched another shutout, 38-0. Again, a team effort, and I think we learned a lot about ourselves that night. The kids realized how good our defense was, what we were capable of doing, but we also realized we had a very explosive offense, and it just kind of led to a season that we'll never forget. The Cedar Crest game was interesting because last year we had several shutouts in a row. Well, that ended pretty quickly, and we realized it wasn't going to be several shutouts in a row, and they scored quite a bit. I think it helped us in the long run. It made us a better team. The game ended up 31-28. It was quite a battle, but we learned some things. And we also realized when we need to, we can score points.
It was about 4th and 5 from the 7-yard line, and we went for it. And it was it proved to be the winning points, and it was pretty exciting. We ran left, and guys blocked, and we had an open lane to the end zone. That was a lot of fun.
We did not panic at any point, and that was kind of the theme of this year. A lot of times when things maybe didn't go exactly the way we wanted them to, nobody panicked. Everybody pulled together. That's what was special about this team. And the Cedar Crest game is a game that contributed to that and made us a better team in the long run.
Our final drive to win the game, we just had to get down to the goal line, run the clock out, and we got down the goal line. We didn't score, but we ran the clock out, and it was a tough game, and it was a drive that just summed up the game, and we won it.
For the second year in a row, the E-Town game ended up being a blowout, and it just executed extremely well, did what we do. I think it was kind of a statement game. their team realized very quickly they were not going to have a lot of success against us on offense, and that our offense was a crushing offense. It was a very physical game, and they came up on the short end of it with a 48-0 shutout. So we did get back to our shutout form in 2 out of 3 games. Yeah, Redland was our first big challenge. We had made it through the preseason, the non-conference games, pretty well with a bit of a challenge from the Cedar Crest game. But then Redland came, and we were worried. It was now in the Keystone Division. That was one of our goals, to conquer that Keystone Division crown. And it was a battle. It was a battle early on, but our kids really came to play football. Extremely physical, shut John Ford down. Our special teams didn't give him a chance to touch the ball because he is their weapon. And our team just out-executed. And again, I go back to the same thing, but we out-executed people, and we're extremely physical up front. Our big guys up front did a great job on both sides of the ball, and our skilled guys did what they needed to do. And again, a 24-0 victory to start out division play is pretty good. Mechanicsburg was kind of a breakout night. Troy had an unbelievable night rushing the ball. The line, when you watch that game on film, the line just did an outstanding job of opening the door. And defensively, we just shut them down. Their quarterback didn't have much time to react. When they did complete a ball downfield, we rallied to the ball, had 3, 4, 5 guys making tackles just all night long. It was very impressive. Go into halftime with a 21-0 lead and then end up at the end with a 35-0 shutout. That's an impressive night. And again, team victory across the board. Special teams did their part. Defense stepped up as they always do. And our offense really executed, specifically opening the door for Troy to do his damage. Susquehanna Township was a tough one this year. We had to go over and play at Roscoe Warner Field. Always a tough place to play. First half was a battle, back and forth. You know, things weren't going as easy as they had been prior in the season. But then things started to roll, and we pulled together, and things started to click. And you know, just some of the memories I'll have from that game was the frustration that their players had. Some of the penalties they had after some of our scores, things like that. And then, of course, the onside kick by Joey, where we were kicking from their 30-yard line. I don't think I've ever seen that in a football game before. And then Caleb recovers it, and it just adds to our lead, which was phenomenal. Also, that was the night Joey kicked the school record 54-yard field goal. I don't think I'll ever forget that either.
It was third down. We had to throw a pass, do something special. And Jake came in and got the play from coach, and apparently forgot it in the way into the huddle, and told Troy the wrong play, and we ended up throwing a screen to me, and was able to get in for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think that was a really big game for us. It was kind of, I could say a turning point in the season, because it really kind of validated what we were doing, and that was the best team we had beaten up to that point, and I think it really gave us some confidence, for the rest of the season, and I got my first career pick in that game, so that was an exciting moment.
We didn't expect to beat them as bad as we did, and that was the biggest game up at that point of the year. So going in and almost shutting them out, that was huge for us.
Cedar Cliff we knew was going to be a huge challenge. We had lost the week before. We had to get back to our winning ways, and they had been playing very well. They were undefeated. I think they came in honestly expecting to blow us out. And to hold them to just one touchdown, to hold Andrew Ford, who is a special player, he's a very good quarterback, to hold him to just one touchdown is very impressive for our defense. So what a night.
Me and Damo and the whole secondary and defense, we shut them down to only one touchdown. And me and Damo had 2 interceptions, so that was really nice. He only had 2 coming in that game.
Our secondary did very well with that game. That's always a big one. You look on the schedule and you're like, wow.
Our defense did an amazing job, and we didn't really know how well we were going to do with since he's a D1 recruit, it's just we didn't know how good he was going to be.
And offensively, we did what we do. We just executed, we pounded the ball. I think we opened up some eyes from the Colts. They realized what Smash Mouth football is all about. A 17-7 victory against that team, and then they beat McDevitt the next week to give us a share of the title. That was pretty awesome.
I just know a lot of people doubted us against that game. Going up against a top quarterback, Gatorade Player of the Year, Andrew Ford, and we pretty much shut him down, and we won that game. That was a big game for us.
Next up was homecoming, and we did have Palmyra. They were outmanned, and we went out and we did what we needed to do. We didn't look past anyone. We executed very well, finished with a big shutout victory. It was a nice game to have, especially on homecoming night. A lot of the alumni was back. Some of the older alumni was recognized that night. I think they enjoyed themselves. After the game, we had a get together with a lot of them. That was a lot of fun. That's a great memory, and it was nice to play a team that we kind of knew we would win coming in, but nobody laid back. We didn't play down to their level. We still executed to the degree that we have all year. And we got a lot of the starters out of the game early, and a lot of the younger guys got a chance to play that night, and that's always nice. Playing Hershey is always a challenge. Doesn't matter what people's records are, both teams are going to fight. And I think this game did exemplify that. The end result, we won pretty big, but they gave us a battle. They executed well with their offensive scheme. We struggled a little bit. Bend but don't break philosophy was true that night. Broke maybe once or twice, but offensively, we came to the forefront again and did some great stuff. Both sides of the ball, team execution, everybody did a fantastic effort, and it's always nice to beat Hershey.
It's always great to beat Hershey.
We made it to the regular season and back to the playoffs. We were 9-1 in the regular season, fantastic accomplishment, but one of our goals was to make the playoffs and win some playoff games.
First playoff win for us in 10 years. That's something that hasn't happened for a while at Lower Dauphin. So that was, one of the best feelings ever, walking off that field.
Chambersburg was our first opponent, and on film they were very tough, but we did it again. We went out and played a Commonwealth team, a much larger school, and just out-executed them. Both sides of the ball, quite frankly, laid a beating on them between the trenches. It was a battle, it was a war up front, with us coming out on top almost every time, and the scoreboard at the end, we definitely came out on top. Execution, very good across the board, and again, we saw we were an offensive power, we always are a defensive power, and our special teams played a major role again.
We were coming out slow and struggling a little bit, and then before halftime, Troy got his head hurt a little bit. People started to worry at halftime, and I told Troy, I said, we're going to win this one for you, and we're going to win, you're going to start next week.
Me and Trey had 2 big hits, and Trey's catch at the end of the game was just awesome. It was a real team effort in that game, and you couldn't point to one person and say they did it all.
When I got to pretty much watch Wiesner's hit, they pretty much just laid the guy right out, and I got to watch it, and he pretty much opened a whole hole for me.
Exeter was an interesting game. With them being out of our area, playing in the Berks County League, we knew nothing about them. So players did a great job that week watching film and seeing how they execute their scheme. It was a one-sided game. We took control early. It was interesting because they got a little chippy, and we didn't back down, but we also showed some maturity, and we handled it. That they were going to be like that, because the kids knew we didn't want to lose anybody for the next week. But again, just really out-executed them every aspect of the game. But it also helped us. That little running back they had, he was a good ball player, and I think it was good for our defense to see that kind of speed. And that helped us prepare for the next week's big game against Wilson. The Wilson game is always going to be a major memory. Just going into that environment, the history that they have with their program, the tradition, and a little bit of cockiness. And again, this group of kids, you didn't allow it to bother you. You went in with a chip on your shoulder and, quite frankly, didn't react to anything that you saw, just played football.
It felt just so awesome to beat Wilson, a team with such renown, and they were just so known for this tradition of football. And to be the victor in a game like that was just fantastic.
Big turning point for this program, going against a #1 seed like that in a dynasty and District 3 football. It was a huge game for us. And we just came together as a team and got it done in the end.
It was exciting. It was a phenomenal game, back and forth. We made some adjustments at halftime. You guys reacted very well. At the end, when they scored to tie it up 14-14, I didn't see one player panic. Everybody just agreed what we were going to do. We were going to drive the field. Joey was going to kick the field goal. Didn't think it was going to be a 46-yarder with 10 seconds left, but that just added to the suspense.
Joe Joyce's kick to win the game, and we'll always remember that. Me and him talk about that all the time, and he's been looking forward to that all his life of high school football, and that was just something really special.
Saved us a lot, got us to the next round. The last drive, just driving down the field and then kicking that game-winning field goal.
This is the first time I've ever done that, so that was a big game for me.
We all knew when he walked out there what was going to happen. It was going to go through those goalposts. It did. Defense shut him down in those last 10 seconds, and we celebrated one heck of a victory.
Probably one of the coolest games I've been a part of, because just a great ending. It was a close game, and no one really thought we were going to do that well.
Just us storming the field. That was the best game I've ever played, been a part of.
We ran quarterback stretch left, and there was a corner in the end zone, and their corner came up to make the tackle, and we kind of blew them up. We blew them up to get in the end zone. It was awesome.
And then comes the district championship game against perennial power Cumberland Valley. All week we prepared, very blue-collar oriented work ethic. Just got after it all week long. We went down to In the Net, some good memories there, a little different environment, practicing inside, but prepped really well and played a very good Cumberland Valley team. They executed their wing tee scheme very well, but we did what we needed to do again and shut them down when we needed to shut them down. Offensively, executed very well. Special teams, Adam Domovich stepped up that night with his punts, just did a phenomenal job. Joey kicks a long field goal. All of our coverage teams, and again, this was a theme all throughout the season, so where better than the district championship for it to really get some attention. But that night is one I'm not going to forget for a long time. The smiles on your faces and on mine shows the pride. All that hard work paid off, and it was a really special victory over the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
We had a chance to do something that we haven't done in Quad A since 1995. We wanted to get to that state tournament and play the big boys, the Goliaths, and we've done it.
We knew they had to throw the ball, and I ended up with the last sack of the game, which ended them fumbling. And that was a game we won district championship. That sticks out pretty good for me.
Trey got that fumble at the very end of the game, make us district champions.
I'd just like to take this chance to say thank you to the seniors. This class, we've been through a lot together, guys. Your sophomore year, it was a 1-9 season. You saw the negative. You saw some of your own classmates in the hallways making fun of, what we were trying to do. But you persevered. You worked extremely hard, and that's how I'm always going to remember this group. You are by far the greatest work ethic group of young men I've ever met. And that's why we won. We've got great kids. You're phenomenal athletes. But that's not won games for us. It's your work ethic. It's your perseverance. It's your determination. And what a fun group of kids. You do things the right way. You do them together. You truly are friends. You're still kids. I know you're young men, but you're still kids, and you show that, and you enjoy life. Please don't ever lose that. Come back and visit us. Good luck to all of you. You deserve this, and I'm really glad it happened to this group. So 2013 Falcon football is where it is because of you. Congratulations, class of 2014.
When I was, I think, probably like 12, I tried midget football. Tried out, broke my arm on the first practice. So they said, well, why don't you try kicking? We know you're a soccer player. So I started kicking. So I played like varsity midget football when I was really young. I was probably the only 11-year-old kid kicking 40-yard field goals at the time. So, football was not the biggest in my life. Then I got to high school. Didn't even play freshman year until maybe halfway through the season. Coach knew I could hit a ball very well, so he let me come out for the team, and I ended up liking it. So football's definitely given me a route if I want to take it, with college. You know, my first goal was always to play soccer, but definitely gives me a second option. And you know, it could be a career choice one day. So right now, I don't know. But football's definitely meant a lot to me in the last couple of years.
I started when I was 6, and my dad taught me how to play, and I just grew up to love the game. It's my favorite sport, and I think playing with my brother and being able to play with him still is really special.
Yeah, football's meant a lot to me. It's pretty much like everything else. It's just one thing you can get away from and get away from everything else, and I don't know, it's kind of like a stress reliever pretty much. You all the schoolwork and everything, and then just I don't know, there's so many memories just coming into practice. Even practicing is just, I don't know, going from 1-9 to 8-3 the next year, and now to this, it's amazing.
It's been a tool to learn about things that you can't learn in a classroom, things like discipline and hard work. You can get hard work from studying a book, but the physical pushing yourself to the limit, especially during the summer workouts and during a game, and seeing how much you can handle is something that I will be forever grateful for.
Football has meant a lot to me. It's gave me something to do for my whole life. I've been doing it since I was 5. Made some great friends through it.
Football has been everything to me. You know, I've grown up around the game. I've been able to, watch my dad be the head coach of this program for a while now. I grew up as the ball boy and everything, and didn't miss any games. So now to be able to put on a jersey and play for him, that's been really special for me. And to have my younger brother on the team now too, that was a really good feeling. So we've had so much fun this year, and just these group of seniors, the whole team, but the group of seniors especially, they've been through a lot. Going back a few years when this program wasn't doing as well. It just means the world that we're in this situation now. We can get this team back to where it used to be.
Playing football since I was about 6 years old, it's just like the friendships and the people you meet, and it's just it makes you who you are. It really becomes a part of you, and it's a lifestyle. It's not like it's the people. I mean, my brother, we played since we started at East Hanover, and we worked all the way up to high school, and there's a lot of memories. I mean, people coming over, we had the whole football team, and when we were sophomores, seniors, we were over at our house. Juniors, like the whole football team at one point, I'm sure was there, but it's just the people you meet and the relationships you make that you won't forget.
It's been like a brotherhood. I mean, we're all great friends. You meet like new friends from playing football. We're all like real close. I mean, we're a real good circle, tight circle. We have so much fun together. I think it's awesome. We're all a big brotherhood. Well, football means a lot. I've been playing it since elementary school. I've played it all through middle school and then up to now varsity. It's just awesome being able to go out in the field, wear the helmet, support LD, and go out there, win, play hard, and everything else that comes with those wins that we get.
Yeah, football has been a huge part of my life for so long. My dad started taking me to games when I was at a really young age, and that's always been a passion for both of us. So it's, it's always been a part of my life, and it's been a huge thing, and it's just taught me so much. The team effort, the hard work, and I think one of the biggest things is seeing the hard work pay off. You work all the off season through January through August, not just football wise, but lifting, doing camps, things like that, and see that all pay off, with wins. And this year, district championship, that's really special.
Football's been a big aspect of my life. It's been building friendships. These guys are my best friends. We've had such great times together, all the times from the cabin and up at LVC team camp and ship camp all these years. And just getting to know these guys as my best friends and all the stuff we've been through on the field. It helps me to feel like what it is to face adversity, and we really have 1 to 9 sophomore year, and we really turned this program around, and I think our class will always be remembered for that.
Football, it's meant a lot to me. It's been a big part of my life since I was young. I've always been doing it, and I've always been working hard to accomplish great things.
What football meant to me is that it's a real team effort. Everyone on this team really made a difference and impacted it. Even if you weren't the star player, the starting quarterback, or anything like that, I was always able to feel like I was a part of the team. And just my ability to help out really made me feel accepted and made me feel good about myself as a player.
Football is a sport that I can be myself. I can go out there and it's organized chaos for me. It just line up, hit the kid the hardest you can, and go make the play. And it shows that not everybody's going to get the chance to play football, so when you do, go out and do something.
My advice to the young underclassmen would probably be just hard work and just don't give up and set high goals.
Try to remember and work hard as you can the whole time, because you're not going to get another chance.
Man, it goes fast.
Don't be content with what happens. Just keep working and keep looking forward to the next game.
Expect to learn who you are and learn who's there for you when you're down.
Keep working hard, because it's definitely not going to come easy. People are going to still doubt us like they always have, but the hard work will pay off, and I'm a lot of confidence in those guys that they can do well next year as well.
No matter what, it's going to be tough at times, but just when you stick through it, just all the possibilities for success and just happiness that comes out of it is so worthwhile.
Give it your all. You always want to start, and every team can be beaten.
Don't take advantage of anything. You really want to just cherish the moment and give everything you got with the time you have in football, and really take everything you can out of it.
Cherish every moment, because it flies by very quickly.
Like, value those relationships that you make, and just try as hard as you can.
You're going to start to become a young man, and you're going to realize, wow, high school's gone so fast, and next thing you know, it's gone, and play every play like it's your last, because you never know when you're going to be done.
You never know when your last game is going to be.
Just keep working hard. Don't take anything for granted. You never know when your last game's going to be.